Who was Father Elijah? As the Vault series will eventually come to a close, I've always wanted to compile a supercut of all the Vault videos into one long video. So consider this video my prototype or test trial for how I'm going to format a supercut. For this one, because it's not terribly long, I'm going to re-record the audio with a few new parts added in for context. I made my Father Elijah series a while back in September. I made it a 4-part series, each separated by a certain passage in time in the game. The first part is an introduction to Elijah and his time in the Brotherhood of Steel before going to the Mojave. The second part is the conflict over Helios 1. The third part is his time traveling and spent at the Big Empty. And the final part is the conclusion of his actions at the Sierra Madre. With that being said, let's get into part 1. Father Elijah is the main antagonist in Fallout New Vegas' Dead Money DLC. But before the events of Dead Money, he had an interesting journey that shaped the history of the Mojave. Starting as a scribe, Elijah quickly, and unconventionally, elevated to the role of Elder in the Brotherhood of Steel. A position typically reserved for paladins, Elijah attained Elder rank due to his genius and ability to figure out how any device works just by looking at it. His method of improving technology, instead of just hoarding it, was considered bizarre for the Brotherhood at the time. This caused a conflict, resulting in Elder Elijah being sent to the Mojave to form a new Brotherhood of Steel chapter. His unpleasant demeanor made him a poor leader, and the only working relationship he could maintain was with his pupil Veronica Santangelo, despite some deception. Veronica and Christine Royce shared a romantic relationship that Elijah would use his status as an elder to break up the pair and bring Veronica to the Mojave with him. Veronica was unaware that the reason for their breakup was Elijah's doing, and thus her admiration for the elder only grew. A partial reason for being sent to the Mojave was to investigate the Hoover Dam and whether the Brotherhood could restore its functionality. They discovered the dam was under NCR control, and it is then that he turned his sights to Helios 1. Part 2. The Brotherhood's occupation of Helios 1 led to uncontested control of the Vegas Wastes, as President Kimball had yet to establish an NCR headquarters in the Mojave. It actually wasn't until 2274 that the NCR took control of the McCarran International Airport and began expanding NCR influence. Their first objective was to capture Helios 1 from the Brotherhood of Steel. Believing that Helios 1 held military advantage, Elder Elijah refused to leave the power plant, and it did house military advantage. Pre-war, it doubled as the research and development facility for Archimedes 2, which was an orbital energy cannon. But I think I might save talking about that for another video. After 2 years of guerrilla fighting, the NCR would make the final push, and Operation Sunburst was launched. Despite having better weapons and equipment, the Brotherhood was outnumbered. By the time Paladin McNamara ordered a retreat, over half the chapter was defeated, and Father Elijah was nowhere to be found. Defeated and crippled, the remnants of the chapter found a new home at the Hidden Valley Bunker. What was thought to be Elijah deserting the Brotherhood was the start of his plan to save it. He believed that the Brotherhood was doomed, and the only solution was to begin again. He traveled to the Divide and spent time with the Ciphers, hoping to find old world technology that would restart the Brotherhood. He may have found what he was looking for when he stumbled upon the Big Empty. Part 3. It was in the Big Empty that Elijah found his answers. He met a courier named Ulysses who told him the legend of the Sierra Madre. Hoping to stop the NCR and start the Brotherhood of Steel anew, he prepared for the journey. First, he went to Little Yangtze to test his explosive collars on the survivors of the prison camp. There, he fine-tuned the collars and the Sierra Madre broadcast for his bidding. But not all was well for Elijah. Brotherhood Internal Affairs, the Circle of Steel, sent out an assassin named Christine Royce to stop him. Elijah, noticing the assassin, set a trap and defeated Christine. Trauma robots brought her to the Y-17 medical facility, where forced experiments caused her to lose her ability to read and write. Meanwhile, Elijah moved his camp and hacked into the think tank, frying Dr. 8's voice module, and used Dr. Zero to take control of the trains. Using the train's remote control, he crafted an escape path through the Big Empty North tunnels and set off towards the Sierra Madre, with only a Gauss rifle and the knowledge of how to make the Mojave bend to his will. On the way, he commandeered an abandoned Brotherhood of Steel bunker to use for his headquarters to perform analysis on the clouds surrounding the Sierra Madre. Before his final journey, he prepared a holotape for Veronica in the case he would not return. Part 4. Conclusion. Father Elijah had found exactly what he was looking for and more at the Sierra Madre. The cloud kept the casino from decaying throughout the centuries of abandonment, while preventing intruders from venturing forth. The near-invulnerable holograms could be used as a one-man army for him. But what impressed him the most was something simple: the vending machines. Capable of turning casino chips into just about anything, this altered his grand plan. Instead of restarting the Brotherhood, he would instead restart the Mojave. His plan involved unleashing the cloud onto the land, using holograms for defense, collars for compliance, and the casino chips for resources. But first, he would need to get into the impenetrable vault. Lured by the Sierra Madre broadcast, he would use explosive collars to coerce treasure hunters into his bidding. Elijah went through several of these teams of captives before they would inevitably turn on each other, thinking they could take the vault contents for themselves. One team had been able to get into the heart of the casino, but after the team had died, Elijah was trapped and alone. He guided the courier and his final 3 callers, Dean Domino, Christine Royce, and Dog God, to trigger the gala event and reach the vault. The confrontation between Elijah and the courier occurs where either Elijah is killed, trapped in the vault, or with the help of the courier, his vision is realized. And that's the Supercut lore video for Father Elijah. I loved that every DLC was connected through Elijah and Ulysses. It was an incredible journey to learn about Father Elijah in New Vegas' first DLC, Dead Money, and then piece by piece put together the rest of his tale through the other add-ons. I hope I can turn more of my short series into longer supercuts. Thanks for watching, have a good one folks, and remember, finding it is not the hard part, it's letting go.
You've heard of the Sierra Madre Casino.
We all have. The legend, the curses.
Some foolishness about it lying in the middle of a city of dead.
A city of ghosts. Beneath a blood-red cloud.
A bright, shining monument, reaching out, luring treasure hunters to their doom. An illusion.
A promise that you can change your fortunes. Begin again.
Finding it, though. That's not the hard part. It's letting go.
It's letting go.
It's letting go.
It's letting go.
It's letting go.